What's in a name? What is in a name? Why is a name even important for your business? Mate, this is an absolute must. Welcome to episode 2 of the NIM Startup Series, and this is all about developing the perfect name for your business. So time and time again we have clients come in and they're very unsure about what they're actually going to name their business. We have built a solid process that helps them build the perfect name, and we're going to share that with you guys today. There's 3 things we're going to cover off today. First thing being the type of name for the business. Second is going to be the availability. And final is going to be the test, how it stands up in your market. So let's kick off with the types of brand names that are out there. There's 7 categories, and every brand name from Al's Appliances to Apple can be categorized within them. So the first category is eponymous. And eponymous is named after, in layman's terms. So when you've got Walt Disney, Disney is a perfect example. You've also got Tesla. So even though the founders of Tesla didn't use their names, Tesla was a homage to a Serbian inventor called Nikola Tesla. I think that's what his name is. Stick a picture up. So the next one on the list is descriptive brand names. And you have things like Dunkin' Donuts, you have the Cheesecake Shop, you have Toys R Us. All of those names, the minute you see them, you know exactly what they do. The next one is acronyms, more common in the software development world with IBM, for example, but we've also got the likes of KFC and BMW. This is a difficult one, to be fair, and this is associative brand names. And this is all about a word that has an association, and you want to take that association and marry it up to the name of your business. So 2 great examples for that would be Amazon, largest river in the world, largest online store in the world, and Kathmandu. People go there for adventure and it's very outdoorsy. Kathmandu is a brand in New Zealand that sells outdoor apparel. Like, associative brands are very hard to come by, but when you do find them, there's always a really good reason behind the name. So the next one is language, taking a word from another language and using it as your business name. But that word needs to be defined by what your business is. So a good example of that would be Lego. In Danish, it means play well. And I mean, that's exactly what we do with Lego. It's an absolute great name for a business. The next one is all about invention. It's about being able to come up with a unique name that doesn't exist. Sometimes it can be 2 words mashed together as one, a little bit like Facebook. And the last one on the table is probably the most important and definitely the most effective. You've heard of Nike and you've heard of Triumph. It's about ideology and the big idea. So coming up with a business is one thing. An electrician is an electrician is an electrician is an electrician. But to actually differentiate yourself from other people, you need to have this goal, this idea, the way that you want to change the world. And this is exactly what the likes of Nike did. Nike is the word, or Nike, I should say, is the word for the Greek goddess of victory. And everything about that brand is all about performance. It's about winning. It's about being the best that you can be. And that is their goal in life as a company, as a brand. They are out to win and they are out to build winners. And everyone wants to get behind that brand.
Of course, I say Nike. Nike? No, Nike. No. What's a bike? Bike. It's not a bikey.
Okay guys, we have just had a little bit of a debate around the Nike and Nike. Comment below how you would say it phonetically. As an Englishman, I would say Nike. As a backwards Canadian, they say Nike. And as a normal Canadian, they say Nike. So we don't know. We don't know. Nike, if you're listening. So that was a little bit of a download on the different kinds of brand names, and hopefully you can take 1 or 2 of them away and start looking at how you can use them to create your name for your business. I just want to touch now on a little bit a little bit of agency secrets around how we build names for businesses. Get yourselves a piece of paper. You're going to start writing down keywords, and these keywords can be for your industry, the products or services that you sell, the problems that you solve, the value that you add to your clients. Write as many words down as possible, and what you're doing here is you're not trying to define your business, or you're not trying to create the name now. You're just getting everything on the table so you can pick from it later on. Okay, so after that, I want you to start thinking about your story. Start crafting in your head a story similar to Nike. What is your business's big audacious goal? So now you've got a bunch of words. Hopefully you've got a bunch of potential names for your business just by combining words and seeing what works. And this is a part where you get creative. There's no holds barred, there's no stupid names. Just as long as you can start putting all that information that you have and start writing down potential business names. And you could end up with 20, 30, it doesn't really matter, because after you've got the names that you've got and you've exhausted all of your options, we move into the elimination stage. And the elimination stage is based on being able to add ticks to each name based on the values, the story, and the keywords that you've got. The more ticks a name gets, the further it goes through the process. So at the end of that, you really want to have probably between 5 to 10 solid names that you are super happy with. Once you have those 5 or 10 names, this is where hearts are broken. You could be absolutely sold on one particular name, but the minute you move into step 2, it could be gone, forever, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's all about availability. The first thing you've got to do to check for availability is just Google it. Google the shiznitch out of it. Have a look all over the place to see if the name that you want exists, and see where it exists as well. One of the main things that we come across with our clients is if they have a goal to be global, you need to search global. If you have a goal to be the best butcher on the block of shops that you're on, sweet, you don't really need to worry about your .coms or your .co.uk's when you're in New Zealand. After you've been through your domain check, everything's going well, you can look at your business.gov.nz and you can check to make sure there's no existing companies out there that have your name, and you can also go to the trademark website as well. We've popped both of the links down the bottom, so feel free, have a little look at them and make sure that whatever name that you come up with can actually fly. That elimination process through availability can be a bit grueling, but hopefully at the end of it you come up with around 3 names. The next step is the test, and if you think you've put your name through the mill now, it's nothing in comparison to what the test holds. Even though you love the name, it's all about your customer. So you should get a bunch of people together that you would class as your ideal customer and float the 3 names in front of them and get some honest feedback. The bit that I think is super important for any business owner to be able to do is to articulate the story to the customer. So with those people who are in the room, tell them your story. Share where you're going to go with the business. Share what you want out of the business, and give them a good idea about what you are going to be. The last thing that you need to focus on with your customers is mispronunciation and misspelling, because the brightest people in the room make spelling mistakes, but you need to make sure spelling mistakes and mispronunciation can't happen to your business name. It's a little bit like having a very awkward surname and everyone on the planet says it wrong and you have to keep correcting people. That is not a good look for your business. So that is pretty much it. That's a snapshot into how you can create a solid name for your business. I hope this has been super helpful. If so, comment below, let us know what you thought, and also hit the subscribe, click the notifications. If you've enjoyed everything that we've been doing, we've got heaps more coming your way soon. Thank you very much. I'm nice in real life. You're not allowed to know that.